Welcome to Pitch in the Zone. This is our 5th meeting where we give one presenter an opportunity to pitch a 3-minute short little presentation and then get feedback from all the people in the audience. We have here Nathan Gold, one of the world's premier pitch coaches. He's being used by Wall Street Journal when they're doing contests. He is concentrating on high stakes presentations, you know, those type of keynote presentations and those type of pitches that really, really matter. And today's session we have Nina from India. And Nina is a career counselor. Your background is in human resources, and just recently you have decided to become your own boss. And the pitch that you're going to give today, the audience is going to be students and parents of students, and you want to convince them to use your services to get more clarity about what to do in your life. So with that in mind, Nina, the floor is yours. Massimo will keep the timer alive so that you can look down. 3 minutes is the target. We will not switch off your microphone even if you go a little bit over, but try to be as close as possible to the 3 minutes.
Find a career you love and you'll never have to work a day in your life. That's a fairly common quote, and I'm sure you've all heard it before. But I'm going to say it one more time. Find a job you love and you'll never have to work a day in your life. Now, why is that so important? Most people spend more time planning a 2-week vacation than they do a career that is going to span 40 years or more of their lives, right? And they end up choosing their careers based on many different factors, right? So some people choose their careers based on what their peer group is doing. Others look at what will bring them more money, fame, or status. Some students tend to choose careers that are trending or popular at that point of time, right? So these factors are fine, but there is one very important factor that you need to focus on and think about. And that is, what is your own personality type, right? Who are you as a person? So what is your personality? What are your strengths, skills? What do you have a flair for? And what are your interests, right? So you need to start thinking about that first and foremost before looking at any of the other factors. So you may say, I like interacting with people, communicating, speaking in front of an audience, or helping people. So maybe then options are human resources, learning and development, career counseling. Or you may say, I'm creative, I love expressing myself, I enjoy writing, journalism, PR, advertising. So once you start looking deeper into these things, you start introspecting, then we can create a list of possible career options, right? And these will resonate with who you are as a person, will resonate with your strengths, skills, and interests, right? After that come further steps like researching more into these careers, speaking to industry experts, possibly tying up an internship, right? We would also do a psychometric assessment to further validate that we've made the right fitment between career and personality type. So these are some of the ways that you can choose a career, that you choose a job that you will love to do. If you'd like to know more, then please get in touch with me at nina@careercity.com. And I would really love to help you discover your best career.
Wow, okay. This is excellent. You finished with 10 seconds to spare. Absolutely great. You're not wasting anybody's time. I simply love it. So I'm looking at the screen right now, and let me just start with Nathan, because he's the #1 slot on my screen right now. And he's also the #1 for me. So please, Nathan, take over and let Nina know what did she do well and what areas can you see that she could improve.
Okay, thank you. And I appreciate what you're saying about me. I'll send you the money I promised you later. Okay, so really a super great amount of energy and commitment to what you were saying. You were not working with a script, I presume?
No, I did have a script, but, you know, I mean, I wasn't looking at it,
but you weren't reading off of that script just now.
No.
That came across because of the way you were delivering those lines sounded very authentic, real, and honest. So from that standpoint, the energy coming across and your enthusiasm is there. It's totally there. The one area that I'd like you to rethink is the journey that you take me through. It seemed a lot, it almost seemed like a lot of features without enough benefits or results. So I feel like if you just restructured this in a way that that got me identifying with that students are having a really difficult time choosing their best career move because they don't even know what to choose from, and the way you reframe it into the factor that's more important than the factors they're already using to choose their career, that was the hook for me. Is that usually people go this, and this, but what they're forgetting is that if they just discover their personality type more clearly, it will make it easier to make that choice of where you're going. So in a way, this pitch kind of gave me your secret sauce, which is cool because now I'm attracted to it even more. And I want to know, okay, so how is she going to help me find my personality? So that's one of those areas where if you could just kind of leave it at that and leave me curious to want to know more without adding more and more and more detail to it.
Okay.
So that's what I got. I want to pass it on to Claudio and some of the others, but good start, really good start.
Thank you, Nathan. And we might circle back to you towards the end again, because, you know, there are currently 8 people on the call, 7 observers, and each one of us sees things and misses some others. Scotty, are you prepared and ready to give some feedback to Nina already?
Sure. Nina, and I agree with Nathan. It was very enthusiastic. You're very articulate. I really like the thing that caught my attention early was people spend more time planning a vacation than they do planning their career. So that made me pop up. But then I got kind of lost somewhere in the middle. And then at the end, I heard the name of your company, which is Career City, right? CareerCity.com. So somewhere earlier on, that would be a good thing to bring up as well. And because I specialize in language and accent reduction, there were a couple of key vocabulary words, and you can always look these up yourself online and, you know, English to English dictionaries. But the word career, you said perfectly at the end when you said CareerCity.com. But throughout, I kept hearing carrier. Oh. And so as I heard carrier, whoop, it was like, carrier, you know, and as you know, it means something completely different. So getting your key vocabulary right is really a huge benefit for you and your audience.
Especially that word, right?
Yeah. And again, you know how to say it. It just wasn't coming out for most of the time until the very end. And then, you know, keep your good rhythm. You have a nice flow with your language. And the THs a couple of times were a little bit tricky, but other than that, I thought it sounded really great. So.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Scotty. And I would like to go over to Michael next, because Michael was also using the chat window to put in some good comments. Nina, if you want to grab those as well, you know, just copy paste them. And Michael always has great feedback. He has been with each one of these Pitch in the Zone meetings, and I always enjoy your feedback tremendously, Michael. So please, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Claudio. I guess I'll be paying you as well. So The one comment I made was the psychometric analysis. I'm not sure what kind of students would be selecting a career path. I assume this is as you get towards the university level, et cetera. If you're talking about students that may be pre-university and understanding what they might want to study to choose a career path, psychometric analysis might sound kind of spooky or odd. So maybe reduce that into something that would be more friendly to someone who's not entered college yet, who may not have a vocabulary that's that deep. Also, discussion about identifying careers and career paths. I know my personal journey has not been a straight line. I know Nathan's hasn't been a straight line either, in terms of going from one career to another. And potentially, that's a good thing, because I look back at some of the experiences that I've had over time, and while I chose a particular career path at the time, as you know, technology and everything changes very rapidly. Maybe looking at this as a journey planner. You mentioned the whole concept of I go into this thing and you spend more time on a vacation than you do something else. That's understandable. But look at this as a journey planner, saying that you've been working in your way in this career for a period of time because that fits your personality. But as new opportunities arise, have you considered these 3 or 4 different options, maybe to broaden your career scope or to, in fact, change your career? Because maybe the career path you've chosen is either, while it may fit you psychometrically, you can't pay the bills with it. So there's an option to look at what kind of things I have to support myself, my family as we go through a career path, in addition to what fits you well. But I thought your energy was fabulous. I liked the natural way you spoke about this, and you can tell you're very passionate about it. So that came across very well, and I thought that was excellent.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Michael just maybe has given you an idea in my mind to help you make your business more sticky. When I heard you first talk about your business, I thought, okay, you're going to help somebody find their career move. Right. But you could have a yearly meeting with them or a quarterly meeting with them to ensure that their career is still on the path they want to go, and slowly coach them and have a subscription business and sign up for 10 years worth of career counseling.
Wow. Yeah, absolutely. That sounds, never thought of that.
Wow.
That's Michael's idea. Pay Michael. Pay Michael.
Great. And this is now you fully understand why I'm such a fan of Michael, right? Because it's not just the feedback, it's the inspiration that he provides. Right. To make your services even better. Now, absolutely. We have one new person on the call here. It's Bimlesh. Bimlesh, can you hear me?
Yes, Claudio.
Not frozen anymore. So Bimlesh, I also saw you put some comments into the chat box. Please, the floor is yours. Take it away and provide as much valuable feedback as you can to Nina.
Fantastic. Thank you. Hi, Nathan. Hi, Claudio. Hi, Nina. First of all, very good, very good pitch, completing it on time. That itself is a great accomplishment. I think your opening was great. That really caught my attention. The first 10 seconds is very critical. That caught my attention. A suggestion on the middle and the closing. I think the entire structure, look at it as, use the power of 3 concept, where you could try to articulate, here are the 3 things that what we could do, or, the 3 problems that, students typically face or professionals typically face. And this is how we can help you to do it, right? And as, as Scotty mentioned, the name of your company came really in the middle, that can come a little more further. And as much as your opening was strong, your closing also needs to be strong enough, because end of the day, the last 10 seconds again is important for memory retention, right? So you could summarize the same opening statement as a closure and reiterate your name of your company, right? Mail ID was fine, but name of your company, again needs to be come out. And those are my small suggestions.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And Bimlesh is actually also a pitch coach in India, if I understand it correctly. So your experience here clearly shows as well, Bimlesh. Thank you very much for adding this wonderful value to our meeting. Now, the cool thing with these pitch in the zone meetings is that we can also listen to all kinds of different accents. So you have me as a Swiss guy, we have Indians on the call, and I would like now to go to the next accent on the list, which is the Italian accent. Marco.
Cosa vuoi? I'm just kidding.
Take it away.
As I wrote in the chat too, I love the sentence about, most people spend more time planning a vacation, but to me, it is stronger if you make it, if you connect with them, saying something like, last time, do you remember when you planned for a vacation, you spent a whole month. Now, how much time did you spend for planning the life of your children or something, right?
3 minutes, Massimo.
and the second thing, I really love even though it's of course well known, the initial quote, and you said it twice also. So to me, it would be a great idea to connect the end to the beginning of the speech. Again, I just made it up, so it's pretty bad, but saying something like, so let me help you not having a single day of work in your whole life, to make it stronger, because as Michael said also, it was kind of soft ending, right? Should be more punchy. It's something that people will remember. So the conclusion is really the most important part of your speech.
Sure.
That's it. But it was really, really great, full of energy. So I liked it already. For the first time, it was really great.
Thank you. Thanks
awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much, Massimo. And I absolutely agree about the energy. This is our 5th meetup here. And out of all the presenters, you came out strong with energy and you kept that level of energy throughout. It's the enthusiasm that really, really comes across, that you love what you're doing. And this to me is the foundation to a great pitch. Now, Vijay, how are you doing today? And what kind of feedback do you have for Nina?
Yeah, good evening, Claudio and other participants. Nina, you have given an excellent pitch to the students. So your pitch is more energetic and the flow of words is excellent. So it can reach the students in a better way. And it's an excellent pitch still, but you can be more precise on the target participants. So whether you're targeting engineering students or what kind of students you are targeting, that if you are pitching it correctly, then it may reach a better audience. So this is from my end. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vijay. And I see we have another additional guest, Suzanne Caddy. Nathan and I worked with Suzanne in November, preparing her for a great pitch, one of the best that I've ever heard. Now, unfortunately, you came in late, so I'm not sure how much feedback that you can provide right now, but I just wanted to say hello, Suzanne, and real pleasure seeing you again.
Nice to see you too.
Thank you.
I'm having trouble with my microphone.
We can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me? Okay, good.
All good.
I'm sorry, I missed the pitch. I was on another call.
No problem. I'm so glad that you still were able to make it, Suzanne, and you're looking great. You're sounding great. Absolutely spectacular. Thanks. Now, the one thing that I would like to provide as a feedback, Nina, is again, everything that's been said already, I think is right on. Your energy level is great. Your enthusiasm. You did a couple of really nice things like the quote at the beginning to capture the attention. And you did that quote twice, which, repetition is a very, very effective rhetoric tool. Mm-hmm. The one thing that I was missing though is what makes you unique? Mm-hmm. What is the difference between you and all the other career counselors out there? And I know there is something there, but it wasn't formulated. It wasn't communicated. So if you can add that factor to it, Nathan usually calls it the subtle brag, right? It's okay to brag a little bit, you know, you don't have to go like, but put in 1 or 2 sentences about why I should trust you, because the relationship, especially when it comes to career counseling, is built on trust, and you have to establish that position, and you have to establish it early, because the earlier you establish it, the more I want to listen to the rest of your pitch.
Okay, sure. I agree.
All right. So we actually have done the round already with all the people providing feedback. So I would like to ask Nathan to use maybe 4 or 5 minutes and give us some of his top pitch tips, because Nathan, he has been doing this now for more than 12 years, and he has tips that, you know, could keep us entertained for hours and hours and hours. But for today, we just limited to 3, 4, 5 minutes. Nathan.
Okay, let's see. What would be my top tip today? Actually, my top tip today, I should demonstrate it instead of talk about it, because most people don't know it's available. One of the biggest challenges that I see in this whole pitch world and presentation world is people spending an inordinate amount of time trying to memorize their pitch. And memorizing a pitch for most people is a complete waste of time, because they will not spend the real amount of time that it takes to not just memorize the pitch, but make it sound like it's not memorized. That's the biggest hurdle when it comes to memorizing a pitch. People will not work hard enough so that they get it so unconsciously competent in their heads that they can deliver it so it sounds like an unmemorized pitch. So here's what I've been helping people do, and you might not know it's available, and that is, I want you to stop memorizing your pitches and do it like this. If you use Google Slides, you can go into Tools and click on Voice Type. And then you click your voice type. Oops. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, period. I am so thrilled to be with you today to share with you the machines that we build that turn water into money, period. Yeah, that's right. Water into money, period. Let's take a look, period. Now let me turn this thing off or it'll continually translate my coding. So what you're witnessing here is the ability for you to speak your script, capture those words, and then you can go back in and correct anything in there that you want. But then when you read this to yourself, it sounds like you speaking. And that will help you get past this idea of memorizing a script. And then you can take these words and boil them down to just trigger words or a number that give you the muscle memory to pull those words out of your head naturally. They don't have to be said exactly the same way every time, because no one on this call is a Shonda Rhimes writing a script for a TV actor that in 6 episodes from now, you have to say it exactly the way she wrote it so that it ties in with something in the future or in the past. This works in all of the Google Slides, Google Docs. It works in PowerPoint. It works in Word. There's Dictate in those tools. Save yourself some time and effort. Stop memorizing. Just speak from the heart, and this will help you get closer to the heart. So that's mainly the tip I wanted to share out today, because it just eases your pain of first writing a script, because most of us are not script writers per se, and learning it will be much, much, much easier. And then the last tip I want to pass to you today, just to take up one more, which is most people are not using their cameras properly. All of you are sitting over here on one of my screens right now. So if I look over here at Claudio, am I looking at you? Scotty, am I looking at you? Michael? Yes, I am. I saw you say no.
Looking away.
Right. So the point I just want to make is make love to your camera. Look into the camera lens like Michael has been. Many of you have been doing this, but Michael especially, he's looking right into that camera. He's not looking at the image of us on his screens unless his camera is in front of the screen and we're behind him there. And that's how you get your audience to think that you're looking at them.
Okay. Oh,
and then use your peripheral vision. You can develop your peripheral vision. I can almost read what's sitting over here on the right side of my screen. So work on your peripheral vision. That's it.
So I have another tip for that.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I have this little sticky note next to my camera on my laptop, and you
As a
can
way to
also
focus on where it is.
Okay.
yeah. So I feel like I'm looking at a smiley face or a person, and it's really friendly. And I just was working with a CEO recently who gave a talk to 500 of his employees, and I said, you could also put up a photo of a group of your employees next to your camera, or put 2 of them up.
Right.
So you remember to make that eye contact.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
So anyway, really low
I've even seen people cut a picture of the person they're talking to and cut a hole in the eye and stick it right over the camera.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, back to you, Claudio.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for your fabulous feedback. Nina, I would like to ask you, was this helpful to you?
Definitely very helpful. First of all, to get an opportunity like this, because how much ever you tell yourself, I'm going to practice and I'm going to put this up, it doesn't happen. But when you have a space, there's a space where you can go and make a pitch like this, and people are going to give you feedback. You pull up your socks and you start working on it, and so that's it's really terrific. It's a very innovative idea, and the feedback has been amazing because. There are things which I've got, which I've not thought about so far, and it's got those mills churning, and I'm going to put that into practice, and hopefully, so terrific. It's been a fantastic experience for me. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much. This is what we like to hear, and I want to close very, very briefly with a little commercial, a little ad for the software that I've been using here. I've gotten some comments in the chat. What are you using? This looks good. This looks very professional. Well, I've been very privileged, thanks to Nathan, to get a very early access to a new app called And it's simply an astonishing app because it allows me to do all kinds of things and remain on the screen. So this was born out of necessity originally, because you've all been in Zoom meetings, and when you share the screen, you often just lose the speaker. So this tool allows you to remain on the screen. You can even do things like, blend yourself out slowly, blending it in, move yourself around the screen, scale yourself easily, put yourself into the slide. You get it. It's a very, very easy tool, easy to learn. And I encourage you, I will put the website into the chat box. It's www.mmhmm.app. And if you go to their website, you can now sign up for beta access. It will take them some time probably to give you that access. But I tell you, and I told some of the people before the call started, I got access yesterday. It was the first day this application was even out. And I felt like a little kid on my birthday. I stayed up way past my bedtime and played and played and played. And I think you will have the same experiences. So with that, again, thank you very much for participating in today's Pitch in the Zone. And I hope we'll see you again next week. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.